So today I want to talk about the UFC's and Dana White's favorite fighters, okay? The UFC's teacher's pets, you could say. And yeah, just highlight how they're treated way better than most fighters. Highlight the privilege that they receive, whether it's cherry-picked matchups they get given, free title shots when they didn't deserve it, robbery decisions when they know they should have lost the fight. For whatever reason, these fighters receive the privilege that they receive. It doesn't matter. I mean, we know why they do. It's because they're the cash cows of the divisions, the UFC's golden boys who make them the most money, okay? But there's a few people on here that don't make them that much money, it seems. At least they haven't yet. They haven't really main evented yet. They haven't been champion. There's a few weird ones on here. And it seems they just give whoever they think is going to be a future champion just a fast track to the title shot, put them on main cards way earlier than they should be. Bo Nickal. Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. He's going to be here, okay? But nah, we're going to start with someone else. Starting off with the man himself, Kebab's little cousin, you could say, Umar Nurmagomedov, okay? And this one is so easy to see. I mean, basically all the fans have noticed this and are aware of this, but they all want him to get the next title shot anyway, okay? It doesn't make any sense. The man who everyone claims that Merab is ducking, which, okay, listen, I agree that he's ducking. That is true. The UFC has made it clear that Umar versus Merab is the fight that they want to do next, and it's what they're moving towards and working towards. But that doesn't change the fact that Umar does not deserve a title shot. I don't care. He doesn't deserve one. He has one win over a ranked opponent. He's fought one ranked guy. And I do not care about his name value, having the Nurmagomedov name as his last name. I don't give a fuck, okay? That don't matter. It should be fair. All contenders of all races, of all kinds, of all nationalities, they should all be treated the same, okay? Not be given the number 2 ranked guy in your division before you're even ranked. What the fuck are we doing? Bantamweight is a joke. Bantamweight is so cooked right now, it's actually insane. It went from one of the most fun and exciting fan favorite champions in Sean O'Malley to Merab, the sport killing machine himself, who's also now ducking and trying to be inactive. Like, what the fuck's going on with Bantamweight, boys? I don't know. I just don't understand what happened to working your way up the rankings. What happened to earning your title shot the slow, hard way, okay? You have people like Bilal having to do that shit. And then you just have people like Umar who can beat Sandhagen and he's getting a title shot. And yes, I agree. If someone is ready for the matchup, do it now, okay? Make the fights you can make while you can. But this dude shouldn't have got Sandhagen. He should have had a fight at top 15, then a top 10, then a top 5, and then he gets his title shot. That's how it's worked. That's how it should work. But we're clearly trending in the direction of that not being the way it works. So I'm a bit lost. The rankings have never mattered, but they tell us they do. So I don't know. I really don't know anymore, man. So yeah, this is clearly a show of just privilege and bias and favoritism. Just Umar should not be getting a title shot. He needs at least 2 ranked wins. Can we have that? Can we please at least say that? Okay. I'm not saying he couldn't beat the champion and be champion. That's not what I'm saying here. He's clearly the real deal if you can do that to Sandhagen, basically shutting down all of Sandhagen's offense, making him go defensive the whole fight, not being able to damage him really at all. It's kind of crazy, but I do think Umar versus Merab would be a pretty good fight. I think that Umar has the grappling defense and offense to just throw it back at Merab and throw the grappling back in his face, actually counter his crazy dominant grappling and cardio with the same thing. It's the only way Merab's going to get beat, okay? Crazy counter grappling, controlling Merab, slowing the fight down, not letting him use cardio as his weapon, which he always does. So yeah, fuck Umar. He shouldn't have a title shot. Okay, I like Umar, but why is the UFC doing this, bro? Just make him work up the rankings the real and right way. It's just annoying when these contenders be given this favoritism. We see it, bro. And we obviously have to mention Sean O'Malley. I'm not going to talk about him long because he gets it pretty bad, but that's just known. He's been pushed to us forcefully as a star, and we're just so supposed to accept it. So that's a bit annoying, but yeah, he'll probably get an instant title shot, instant rematch coming off of a loss against Merab because they don't give a fuck. They just want to do what they want to do. It doesn't really matter at this point. They're not going to listen to us. Moving on, next I want to talk about Israel Adesanya, okay? And I wouldn't have put him on this list if it wasn't for his last title shot. That's the only problem I have, okay? He should have had to fight again. He should have had to fight Hamzat or, I don't know, a Strickland rematch after Strickland had lost to DDP. I don't know. Something other than an immediate rematch coming off a loss. He already got his free rematch as being a longtime champion. You get an instant rematch, okay? He got his already. He beat Pereira, and then he lost to Sean Strickland. That's him losing the belt 2 times in, like, the past 2 years, okay? He shouldn't have been given an opportunity to fight DDP. I don't care if it was the fight to make, and it was a really big fight that sold well, I'm sure. I don't care, okay? DDP obviously took that fight, which he should have. So good for his legacy. And the fight probably sold a lot. There was a lot of bad blood in that lead up. It made him cry and everything. It was hilarious. DDP's Chad-based DDP. Okay, I'm kidding. That's cringe. But, bro, stop giving Israel Adesanya title shots. I don't care if he's a star. Why are we making it seem like we can't have these stars fight lower-ranked guys and lesser-named guys? If they're such a big star, then they can carry the fight promotion, and they can carry it with their big name value, Just make these fucking older champions who are losing their belts fight a actual contender to prove they still have it, okay? That's probably not... I'm hearing talks of Izzy versus Nasruddin Imavov or Caio Borralho, mostly because those are the only real options he has. But fuck it. He's probably just going to get a free title shot again. Let's move on because there's not much to say here. I'm just mad he gets free title shots back-to-back. That's bullshit. Moving on to everybody's favorite fighter after his most recent fight at 309. Bo Nickal. Bot Nickal, okay? He's literally in the thumbnail of my last video. I already talked about him in the last video. So we're going to talk about him now, just in a bit of a different way, okay? Why the fuck is this kid getting put on main cards? Why is he opening up the main card of 300? Why is he opening up the main card of, or I don't even know if he was the featured bout. Never mind. This dude's about to be in a co-main event status. What the fuck? Bro, why is he getting these high placement matchups? And meanwhile, you have Aljamain Sterling versus Movsar Evloev on the prelims of 310. Yeah, let's make that make sense, Dana White. That really makes sense. Putting the killer, Bo Nickal, up on this main card while you have Aljo treating him like shit. Just, the bias and favoritism is so evident here. It's just cringe. I hate it. And I hate Bo Nickal for it. You're making us hate these guys. You're pushing them, trying to make them be stars forcefully, or whatever. And it's not working because we see through it. Similar thing with Sean O'Malley. Throwing him in our face, getting him them title shots easier. It's going to make the fans hate him. It just is. At least the hardcore ones that realize what's happening in our sport. Like, fuck this, alright? Fuck this. Moving on to Colby Covington, okay? This is obvious. He's had like 3 or 4 title shots, lost all of them, His name's decent value, and I get it. I get why they're doing it. Welterweight was kind of boring for a while, you didn't really have too many crazy names up there, but now it's not. Welterweight is so stacked, so hype. Everyone's finally being active all of a sudden at the same time. It's kind of fucking everything up because they're making matchups like Cuck versus the Buck, and then they're destroying it, redoing it, obviously, because we had to scrap the 310 main event, obviously, because of Bilal. But that's not Bilal's fault, okay? He'll make a speedy recovery, buddy. You're coming back. You're going to be champ. Nah, he's going to lose to Schaub Scott. But it doesn't matter, okay? Colby Covington is going to lose to Buckley, and then I think this is over. The whole Colby train, it's over. He might even retire, man. He's getting old. But yeah, what do I have to say about Colby Covington? So much favoritism from the UFC. And from Dana White, it seems. It doesn't really make any sense because him and Dana White have literally had beef, public beef. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what Colby has on Dana to keep giving him title shots or whatever. But it keeps happening, and it's probably going to happen again. Fuck it, who knows, you know? Yeah, he just had an off night versus Leon. I think we give the kid the shot. I think he gets the shot. Fuck you, okay? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Colby fight for a title unless he beats Buckley by finish, and then finishes like another person after that, okay? He has to get a win streak, because that's so much to ask for, a win streak for someone to get a title shot. That should at least be a requirement, you know? Not Izzy coming off of a loss. Absolute blasphemy that happened. And Colby is just so inactive. I don't know why they reward him. Like, he's not good for the sport. All the fans hate him now because of his antics. They're getting old. They're getting cringe. They're getting too over the top. And they hate him because of the inactivity. They hate him for talking all this shit and not backing it up by fighting Ian Gary. He ducked Ian Gary as well, and the UFC just let him. They should have forced that fight, bro. They knew that was the fight to make. They knew the press conference would be magical. It'd be something that everyone had to see. The whole internet would be watching that shit, okay? But, oh well. You know, they just love Colby for some reason. Probably because of his ties to Trump and his Americanness. I don't know. They just love Trump, so Colby loves Trump. They love him, I guess. I don't know. Let's move on. Moving on, we got Iron Mike, Michael Chandler, okay? Fuck, these tier lists are starting to feel similar. I feel like I put the same names in all of them, but they're different tier lists, so we're going to talk about them a little bit differently, all right? Michael Chandler, the guys whose best win is Dan Hooker. I just don't understand. Why does this guy keep... I know he puts on good fights, but other than that, he doesn't win. His best win is Dan Hooker, followed by Tony Ferguson. Those are his only 2 UFC wins, okay? He's lost all the other ones. I don't care if he got close to finishing people. That doesn't count, buddy, okay? You got to win the fight for good, okay? Maybe pace yourself a little bit better. Oh, shit, he tried that against Charles and it didn't work. He's just terrible. He's never going to win another fight. Moikanu's right. This dude's a bum, okay? Make Moikanu versus Chandler so he can sub him. No, fuck that. Don't do that. Get Chandler out of the top 15, okay? Make him fight a low-ranked guy, like a number 14 or 15 guy, okay? I want to see that. I want to see Michael Chandler have to work his way back up the rankings because he never even made his way up them. He just fought Dan Hooker and got a title shot. Like, I know it was for an empty belt, you know, with Khabib leaving and stuff. So it was circumstances that made that happen. But what are the circumstances for the Chandler versus Charles rematch? That fight made no sense. That was Charles fighting down and Chandler fighting up once again. He's always fighting up, never down, never wins the fights, and he's just not good for the sport, you know? Coming off of a 2-year layoff, getting the number, what is Charles, ranked 2 or 3? Like, and claiming you get a title shot if you beat him? Fuck you! Like, we don't want to see that. The UFC does, though, and they probably would have made it. Absolute bullshit. This dude is one of the UFC's favorites, you know? He's definitely one of the teacher's pets, okay? That's very obvious. One of the worst examples of it. I don't care what he did at Bellator. I don't care how exciting he is. There's rules, and there's things set up in the sport for a reason. People have to work their way up and prove themselves against levels of competition higher than themselves, and Chandler has not beat a guy better than Dan Hooker. Bro, like, that's a problem. Your best win, Dan Hooker, and people are saying you get title shots after coming off a 2-year layoff? What the fuck is that? Get out of here. Let's move on. Alright, we got the Wonder Duo over here, the Cocaine Duo, okay? Conor McGregor and Jon Jones. I'm just going to talk about both of them because these are the 2 fighters that get sucked the most off by the UFC, get given the most favors, the most favoritism ever. Obviously, Conor McGregor, okay? He just got convicted of fucking rape. Probably going to come back and fight again. They don't give a fuck, buddy. I hope all the feminists don't cry, because they don't give a fuck, okay? They're not going to cut Conor McGregor. They're going to let him fight again. Just get ready for that. And Jon Jones, I mean, I'm not even going to talk about Jon Jones. What do I have to say? The Dana situation, followed by letting him fight Stipe, it's just embarrassing. I'm not talking about that guy anymore. But Conor McGregor, the fact that he could really come back, get a win, and get a title shot is just insane. Like, I know he's Conor McGregor, and that's why I'm not going to talk about him much, because I low-key get it. But he's obviously the most favored, the most, like, just teacher pet we've ever seen. He's so Like, he's just giving favor after favor. And now they don't know what to do with him because he just won't get clean, won't come back and fight. It's not going to happen, boys, unfortunately. Conor will probably never fight again, especially with all this shit that happened. But yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to rant about these fighters because it's bullshit. They get so much favoritism and bias and favors, and it's annoying. It's cringe. I hate it. Yeah, that's the video, boys. I'll see you in the next one.